Hello and welcome to this edition of Sip and Talk with Vikram. This is one exclusive segment where we invite budding young authors to talk about their books and to talk about the authors as well. Here we have today with us Satadal Lahiri. Welcome Satadal Lahiri to Sip and Talk with Vikram.
Good evening, and thank you for making me come into this show. Of course, I'm a great fan of Vikram Khaitan, and gives me immense pride to be with him in this evening to talk about my book and about myself in this platform. Thank you very much.
Very humbled for your appreciation. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram.
Thank you, Vikram, and thank you everybody for having me here.
So we begin our conversation with Satadal Lahiri over a cup of coffee. Satadal Lahiri, you have done your IIT from Kharagpur and you have worked in prestigious organizations in your life. And you are also an author. And recently you have published your book, The Resurgence of the Resolute. Discover the You in You. Congratulations to you for successfully publishing
Thank
your
you.
book. And let's hear from Satadal about himself. Satadal, please introduce yourself to the audience.
As Vikram has said, that I am an engineer, basically from a metallurgical background, because I hail from a small town, Jamshedpur, known as the Steel City, the city of the Tatas. So my future was working in some factory, maybe with the Tatas, maybe with some other steel organization, and spending my life like that. And I began like that also. I went to L&T, I came back to the Tatas, and all those things. But midway through the journey, I try to realize that I have got a lot of learning within me, and some messages that I want to spread around the world. Life is all about leaving a legacy. So I started writing, say something that is well within me and whatever I have learned through my journey. So I wanted to project that to the world. During this lockdown period, I worked on this novel that Vikram talked about, The Resurgence of the Resolute. It's a journey about a person, and I
At
the
your
people.
book, Satadal Lahiri, let's have a look at your book and let us show it to the audience as well. Here is the book, The Resurgence of the Resolute. Discover the You in You. Now, that's a very intriguing title, Satadal Lahiri. Please elaborate a little bit on this title of your book.
Actually, everybody, like you, me, and everybody, has got some inherent potential within ourselves, which we don't realize till the end of a journey. One of the worst death wishes is that I have not done this. I should have done this. So during the lockdown period, it was bad for everybody. But again, there were certain opportunities which made people realize their potential. So this is a story of a young boy from a small town like my town, Jamshedpur, who grows big, goes to the corporate world, realizes his potential, makes big elsewhere, and then again but then with the self belief and all the potential that he had discovered, he comes out and does something good for the society and for himself. So resurgence of the because he was resolute, he could make a resurgence whenever the pitfall came. So that is what the story is all about. Anybody can relate to it because everybody has got pitfalls. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody faces failure. But this is one thing that person should know, that I've got a potential to overcome it. That's what the book is all about. It's about everybody, you, me, everybody. It's common life instances are there. School, college, those things are there. So I hope people can relate to it as they go through the chapters.
That is very
So
interesting,
this
Satadal Resolute, and he has brilliantly put it across that yes, you have to be resolute to bounce back. There can be good times, there can be bad times as well, but the resolute people are the one who bounce back and they come back to normal. That's a brilliant title. And what do you say about this subtitle of yours, Discover the You in You?
actually, I'll draw a relevance to one of the learnings from TOC, Theory of Constraint, by Eliyahu Goldratt. When he rolled out when we were in the Tatas, He had rolled out the section C exam, which is very tough. Only 12% people pass in it. And his son, Abraham Goldratt, also failed in it. The question paper was something like, you know, what is your goal? Number one, to earn money. Number two, to be famous. Number three, to do this. Number four, I don't know. Now, what we didn't know, that the I don't know had 20 marks. The rest of it, one mark
Interesting.
each. So, so you don't, you have to be very truthful. So we are not truthful most of the times. Like we go to a corporate job, work from 9 to 5. We are not truthful. Just we do the job, come back, and that's done. The day is done. But what about our inside us, about our potential? Like there is an inherent potential we are not making use of. So this is discovery time. This is a time when human race is going through a tough period. This is a time we should discover our inherent potential within and do something different, so that the mankind, sustains. Not everybody can be engineers. Not everybody should be doctors. Not everybody should be lawyers. There are certain areas which has to be worked upon. It is inside us. We have to discover that. This book is all about that.
You just mentioned that you read somebody, and essentially, a good author is always a good reader first. So,
Absolutely.
who are your favorite authors, and what are the favorite books that you have read so far?
Like, of course, Vikram is one of my favorite authors.
Oh, thank you so
So,
much.
so when I talk about good books, of course, as you rightly said, a good writer has to be a good reader. So when you talk about good books, the first book that comes to my mind without even opening my eyes is Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie is the father of nonfiction, as of me. And then James Allen is another guy, As a Man Thinketh. The small book, it is around, say, 90 pages or so, has put so much thought into it. And then there is Napoleon Hill, of course, Robert Kiyosaki. And in fiction, there is one particular author called Dan Brown.
Oh, yes.
And there is another author I'll specially mention is Yuval Noah Harari. He's an Israeli guy. And Harari, I know for some time now. Once I came across his blog and I wrote to him. Immediately, within 15 minutes, he wrote back. And he said that my book Sapiens is coming. I would like your honest sort of review. And that book, I'm not qualified to give a review on Harari's book. Let me admit, that book was tremendous. He followed it up with Homo Deus. So if there'll be a big tussle, Vikram, if I have to select my best author, but definitely Gail Carnegie is there, Harari is there, and of course James Allen is there, and rest of them are there, and of course you are there.
Lovely, lovely. Audience, I hope you are enjoying Sip and Talk with Vikram along with Satadal Lahiri. I am enjoying it thoroughly. Let's continue with our conversation. Satadal, what is this story in your book? Is it your story, or is it our story, or everybody's story? What is it exactly?
It is basically everybody's story, but I had to put a central character in that. So this is a central character whom I knew from my childhood. So I picked up his character. See, it's in a biography mode. See, biography, people can write about Nelson Mandela, about Mohandas Gandhi, about maybe Jawaharlal Nehru. There are so many other famous people. There are hundreds and thousands of biographies on them. Nobody writes about the common man. So this guy represents the common face of man, like me and you, and people who are going through the daily grind. We fail. Like probably we don't reach up to our expectations. We have downslides. Again, we pick ourselves up. That's a victory in itself. Nobody celebrates. Nobody congratulates us. This book is to congratulate people who have picked themselves up from downfall and did something good for the generations to come, for the present generation and for the forthcoming generation. So this is for the common man, like people like you and me. It's not somebody Gandhi or Nelson Mandela I'm talking about. It's about you. It's your story. It's my story. This central character is a real life character, and I'm also there, but my name is different. So read it as your story. You can relate it. Some of the pages will be pertaining to your life as well.
Well said. And you are absolutely right in saying that, the people who fail are actually the ones who come back stronger. So those who have failed, they know the what is there at the depth, what is there at the bottom, and then they want to break free out of that, and they bounce back stronger. It's just one step of resolute before you actually take a leap. It's just like
Absolutely.
the lion or the tiger hunting. So they just take
Absolutely.
one foot backward and then they make a leap. Exactly in that way. That's what you mean to say. I have
Absolutely.
gone through your book and I find that they are divided into 5 stages: uh, the emergence, the sustenance, the heartbreak, the offensive, and the resurgence. So, can you just briefly walk us through those stages for sake of our audience?
First, like emergence, if you see for any person from school days, like our emergence happens during the higher school stages when we are in standard 9, 10, or maybe plus two. That is the time when we realize where to go, what to do. Be an engineer, be a doctor, be what, or be a cricket player like Saurav Ganguly. So that is the emergence stage. I remember interacting. Sorry, I'm putting a parenthesis here. I remember interacting with Saurav Ganguly when he was in standard 12. We happened to be classmates.
Oh,
He told
interesting.
me, I want to be. One day we were sitting, we were having, this Golgappa. You get a lot of Golgappas in Calcutta. So he told me that, Larry, I want to be an engineer. I said, good. You know, being an engineer is good. Then in the evening, he said he was playing a match, football match. He had scored 2 goals. He came back at the same bench saying that, I want to be a footballer. I said, यार you तुम अपना दिमाग तो ठिकाने पे लगाओ इंजीनियर बनना है कि फुटबॉलर बनना है and he ended up becoming a cricketer. So that is an emergent stage where people get influenced very easily, like I want to become Lata Mangeshkar, I want to become this, that. Then
So,
comes the actual stage of life. Sorry.
so that's the
Would
first
you?
thing you said. That's the first thing exactly what you said, that in that test there was a option of I don't know. So he
Yeah,
was that person who did not know that he's going to excel at
absolutely.
something and be a master of that thing.
Absolutely. And then
Carry
the
on.
realization stage comes when, you go to college, then you realize that you are good at this, you're good at engineering, or you're good at something else. Then you make a career out of it. After that comes a lot of failures happen, a lot of things happen which are opposed to your dreams. Your dream might be something else happens. Then you have to stage a resurgence. You have to create, you have to bring out the creativity within you so that you can stick to your plans, stick to your dreams, and be somebody whom you wanted to be. Maybe you wanted to be a cricketer when you were young, when you were in school. You end up being, a politician. But then the ideals remain. Why you wanted to be a cricketer? Not because you are very good at cricket, the other people were not good at cricket, but because you idolize somebody's thoughts, actions. So that happens at the resurgence stage when you come back. So these are the stages of life through which everybody goes. So this has been described as a journey of a person. And in between, I'd like to interrupt once again myself, my thoughts, saying that there are three things that human requires. One is food, that is air, water, solid food that we take, this coffee. So that is the primary requirement. Huh. Second requirement is having a mate. Human race or any race has to propagate, so you need a mate to propagate. And the third thing is medicines in the sense clothing, and then shelter, and then vitamins, etc., to sustain yourself so that you don't fall prey to diseases. Anything other than that you're looking for, a big car or jewelry or something expensive, you are eating into the resources of earth, so you have to give back. So when this thought comes, it won't come during the emergent stage. It will come during the last stage of your life. When you're making a resurgence, then the thought will come of accountability, that I have to give back. My child is growing up. What I have given. Knowledge, maybe. Knowledge is one of the things that you can give. Then skill is one thing that you can impart, education. So all these are put together in the resurgence stage. So everybody knowingly or unknowingly imparts something. This is a great platform that Vikram has created to impart knowledge, to spread knowledge. So he's giving back something to the society. So that's how, the book is all about the last stage, giving back something to the society. So this is what it is all about. And I can go on and on, but no, I'll leave it to you, your choice. You have to read it and find how relevant it is to your life. And I bet on it that some of the pages you'll say it is me.
So you have put it across very nicely, and what I hear from my elders when we talk to them, they tell stories about how much of effort they took even to reach their school, how much of effort like they had to put in to acquire knowledge. They did not have internet, and nobody, not everybody had a vast library around them, and they were the resources were very limited, options were very limited. Not everybody could reach out to anywhere in the world as
Absolutely.
compared to now. So now the resources are more, the opportunities are more, at the same time the scarcity is even more. So what is this, the reconciliation of this scenario of today's world and resurgence of resolute? So how do you merge them together? How do you merge these thoughts together?
If, as you rightly said, the scarcity, the more resourcefulness is coming to the earth, the scarcity is increasing. That's because our needs are increasing. Sort of like if you go to Ladakh, my next book is also on Ladakh, the lifestyle of the people. They live such minimalistic life. Like in the winters, they store food for the winters, which is 8 months. Winters is 8 months, sub-zero level degree temperature. Simple food for 8 months, simple living, not going out. And then summers they actually live, winters they survive. So if your wants are limited, and if you think that you can make do with this much of amenities, and you should not expect much from others. You should expect love, you should expect respect, because you are also giving it back. But then materialistic world, you have to limit yourself to your needs, and which are the basic needs. Don't people There are people, they have got 5 cars, I need 7 cars because my neighbor has got 7 cars. All these comparisons, that disrupts the humankind. And what happens? We are in a rat race to fight each other and finally end up fighting each other all the time. Say, God has sent man as a guardian to the other creatures. There are, I won't say that other species do. We are up there
I
to
may
a,
like to put a different perspective to this thought, Satadal Lahiri,
yeah.
that why should we take ourselves as the self-appointed guardians of the world? Why can't we leave them alone? And why can't we live within our own spheres?
Actually, if you see, Vikram, you are right very much. We should leave them alone and we should live separately. The thing is, if you see God's thinking, I'm not qualified to decipher God's thinking, but I feel that God has given man the intellect only to safeguard the other creatures, probably whom he has not given that much of intellect. As for Charles Darwin, the evolution of man has happened faster than the other creatures. That is because he should take care of them, but he is not taking care of them because he is so busy with his needs. हमको ये चाहिए, हमको वो चाहिए. You are a guardian. You are supposed to be like we have seen our fathers and forefathers. After a time, they relinquish all their wants for their children. They want to make the children happy, make the family happy. That's what our responsibility should be, which probably we are not sort of obeying the laws of God, which have to realize this. So this book from us, we have to think with our surroundings, with our ecology, and then come out with something which everybody benefits from. We also, like, it is not I give everything away, but at the same time we can share things, we can share happiness. That's how we create a community of happy people.
You have not told me about a secret, but I know that. If I have your permission, may I reveal it
Of
to the
course.
audience, please? I got this while reading your book. May I?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. You're
Yeah.
most welcome.
So again, Satadal Lahiri. is also involved in a NGO project. It is a trust body called Green for Life Foundation. Now, in this, they are talking about urban deforestation. And the noble cause of this organization is they are upcycling the plastic and turning it into something useful. So, would you tell us something about that, Satadal?
Actually, there's a person called Mr. Curtis Harathun. He is an Armenian. He's based in Calcutta. I met him during one of my trips in IIT Kharagpur. So he told me that he's coming up with this idea of urban forestry, Miyawaki forests, and all that. I did not. So within a city, he's putting up a forest. So can you help me out? I went and saw his forest. It is spread over an area of 36 acres, and around 1 lakh trees were planned for that. So I started being part of it, and there are other products also, like plastic is a menace. PP plastics, HDP, MDP, all are a menace. So what we do is we upcycle plastics to make various items which are usable and which are biodegradable. Like this mobile cover is an upcycled plastic. The simple plastic that we get in the market that has been upcycled by heating and molecular transformation, we make durable things. Also, we are making furniture, tables, chairs out of that. And also, we are making another noble thing, which is this. This is a paper pencil. This is made out of paper, not wood. So, this is to say that we are not going to cut trees for writing. So, we make this from waste paper. We roll this waste paper, we wash it, and then we make it strong by heating, not burning, heating. And then here there is a seed. After you have finished writing, you plant it, trees will grow.
That's
So
fantastic. That's
this is what
fantastic.
we are giving back to the world, sort of.
That's fantastic. Every child can contribute to growing trees by using just this pencil. Lovely, lovely this is. Applause to you.
Thank you.
So, Satadil, you tell us that besides writing and besides working, what else do you do?
Yeah, I'm a voracious reader. So I keep on reading a lot of books now because of Kindle. You can download books very pretty fast. They are cheap also, and you can read in the Kindle store. So during this period of lockdown, I have sort of downloaded more than 400 or 450 books, and I've been reading them and enjoying them thoroughly. And of course, Vikram's books are also there. And also, there is another thing that I like to do very much when I'm not working on, when I'm not writing, that is cooking. I try to cook something exquisite. My wife sometimes says that the preparation time that you take is too long. So generally lunch happens at around 2:30 because I want to make it exquisite. Something comparable to the restaurant. Maybe it does not come out like that, but at least it tastes well. Our neighbors love it, so they keep on asking my wife like, "Larissa, फिर से कब खाना बनाएंगे?" So I like that accolade. She
I
comes
wish
and
I
tells
was
me.
your neighbor. I wish I was your neighbor for this. That's very nice. That's very nice. So you are a complete person living a wholesome life, and those are the people who are actually happy people on this earth. It's not just you are fixed to doing one thing, but you do so many things that you feel like doing. So what is this? The resolute man inside you wanting a resurgence. What is the aim of your life? What do you want to
when
come
I
out with?
started my life, like during my emergence stage, I was very happy that I have cracked IIT JEE. In fact, my first book that I was writing was about how to crack IIT JEE. Seven secrets of cracking IIT JEE. I've kept that book back because it becomes very primary sort of a thing. There are so many other tricks also. So I'll finally write it, of course. So my thing was like becoming an engineer and then becoming coming to the highest rank of being an engineer and maybe ending up being an MD or CEO of a company. That was my dream. I was very happy. I was, stepping up the ladders in different corporates. Then one day I realized that no, it's not happening. I have to spread my knowledge. People have to know me as a brand, not part of a brand. If I am working in L&T, I am working for L&T. I'm not Satadal Lahiri, the brand. So this a brand is something like this, Vikram. So I
Thank
wanted to
you.
create my own brand. So that's why I started giving more time to writing articles, blogs, and then a lot for newspaper columns and all those things. And finally, I came out with my book.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. And let us show the viewers where they can find your book. You can find it on Amazon.com. Here is the book by Satadal Lahiri on Amazon.com. It has a Kindle version and a paperback version as well. So I hope it is very easy for anybody to reach out to your book and to your thoughts that are embedded in your book. And as you said, Satadal, you are going to be bringing up many more interesting books in the coming future. And you have also published several books before. Can you briefly tell
Yeah.
us about your previous crafts as well?
I wrote a book, Vikram, you'll laugh at me. Like, I was pretty ignorant about this writing thing and publishing thing. I was not knowing much about. Now we know a lot about it. So I wrote a book called Kirdars, and I sent it to Penguin. Look at my arrogance. I sent it to Penguin, and it was 6 days down the line. I called this editor in chief called Ferina Gailey. I asked her, I have sent my manuscript 6 days back. You have not replied back. She spontaneously said that, we keep manuscripts for 6 years and we don't reply. Then I said, then you send my manuscript back to me. Then she said, I cannot. And I said that if you cannot, then you give it to me in written. And within 6 months, my book was published.
That's
So
nice. That's
that
nice.
that book is not very exquisite or not very something very different. So I asked one of those people that why did you publish this book? Now when I read this book, I feel it's so primary. There are certain things that can be improved upon. So that person said N. Minoza, the name of the editor, co-editor who was there. She said that we, liked your arrogance. I said, you call it ignorance. It was not arrogance, it was ignorance. Arrogance out of ignorance. Then she laughed at me. Anyway, that was my first book.
So
My
maybe that was
second,
actually your confidence, not arrogance, not ignorance, but your confidence that whatever craft you produced was good. So keep producing good craft, keep bringing it to us. Show it to me, I'll show it to the world. One interview can
definitely.
change your life. You are at Sip and Talk with Vikram. We are talking to Satadal Lahiri. Thank you, Satadal Lahiri, for being with
Thank you.
us. It has been a beautiful evening with you. And God bless. Please continue with your craft. Bring out new books. Audience, please reach out to his books and shower all your love and affection on his works. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Vikram. You
Thank
have
you
been
very
a
much.
wonderful host. Thank you.